ShawneeCTV would like to thank the following community sponsors in helping make this broadcast possible. Sebastian Homes, specializing in exceptional residential properties. David Nicholas and Harrison Discount Pharmacy, a good neighbor pharmacy. Bank First, loyal to Oklahoma and you. Jeff Chamblin, Farm Bureau Insurance Agent, enjoys helping people. Mentoring with a mission. Uplift Mentoring. GCTC, a career and technology center located in Shawnee. Brown and Sons Towing and Recovery. Big or small, we tow them all. Play It Again Sports, where we give you cash for your gently used athletic equipment. Rand Roofing Company. Give David James or Stephen Johns a call. Stewart & Clover Attorneys and Title Company exists to help people. Big enough to solve problems, small enough to care. Fred's Tire and Battery is locally legendary. Downtown Auto Body works for you with your insurance company to reduce your hassles. Protecting your business is our business. Ford Insurance Agency, Charlotte, Barnett. Casterkey Auto Mart. Shop at the lot or online. At Hardesty Deli, the food is great and the people are even better. Connecting patients to convenient, compassionate care in our community, that is First Med. Local, family-owned business with over 40 years of experience, Casterkey Tire and Alignment. L's Jewelry, Shawnee's friendly jeweler. Eric's Pharmacy. Ask about compounding. Triad Complete Healthcare. Schedule an appointment today.
We have just had some wonderful homecoming ceremonies, and we're ready for some football, aren't we, Mark?
Well, I can't tell you, we are really ready to play some football tonight, and tonight, Daniel, is the time to win.
I agree.
This is the time to do it.
I think that the coach is really looking for the players to step up tonight. Give us your thoughts.
Well, basically, everything tonight, everybody starts with a clean slate tonight. The preseason is over. From here on out, it really matters from here on out. It's the District 5A3 opener, Shawnee Wolves against the Harrah Panthers. We almost lost that game last year. We had to struggle there to win it, and Rigo Gutierrez caught a touchdown, an interception at the end of that game to seal it for us, but we almost lost it. You see the Wolves coming onto the field tonight, and they're really pumped and ready to play this game tonight.
Heading to the center of the field.
Last week had a heartbreaking loss against Ardmore Tigers. There was a touchdown. Actually, it was more like an apparent touchdown. We watched the game film on it, and it looked like really that maybe he didn't catch that ball after all. But that's the way it goes sometimes. The Wolves really played well all game long, except for that one time at the end of the first quarter of play when they let Ardmore drive all the way down and score, and that was really the heartbreaker of the game last week.
It really was. It looked to be a mental letdown. Just they were so pumped about getting their score, and then they allowed that heartbreaker to come in. Lamar White really stood out last week. He really ran the ball well. The line of scrimmage, it seemed that we won against the bigger Ardmore.
We actually outrushed Ardmore 153 to 106, and our passing game struggled a little bit. We only had 10 yards passing, but number 22, as you say there, Lamar White, had 98 yards for 20 carries. And year-to-date, he's got 31 carries for 199 yards. So he really is the workhorse for the Shawnee Wolves this year. Set to kick off here tonight as the Shawnee Wolves will go on offense first there. And we see the Panthers just about ready to kick that ball off.
Number 1, Paul Kinman, the senior, is kicking off. Lamar White and Carter Whitson back deep for the Wolves. Let's play some football.
We're ready to get this thing underway. I'll tell you, we're hungry for a win. We hadn't won in 2 games, and so we're ready to see a win tonight. Carter Whitson's going to pick it up there on his 2-yard line, tries to get through the middle there, and he actually has a couple of blockers in front of him and makes it all the way down to the 28-yard line. A good run back for Carter Whitson.
That looked to be about 25, 26 yards on the run back. He got it off of one hop, Mark, and took it directly upfield. He had a lot of room to play.
I'll set the offensive setup for you here in just a moment after this first initial play. The Wolves will go on offense, and 1st and 10 now. We'll spot the ball actually about the 29-yard line is where the officials are going to put that. So we've got great field position right off the bat, which is exactly what we need. Looks like, is that big Walter Boyd back there?
That is big Walter Boyd.
In the backfield. That's something you don't see very often. He's back there. Lamar White behind him. It's Whitson hands the ball off to Lamar, and he goes off the left side there and has a 2-yard carry on that play. Sets up 2nd down. Let me give you the starting lineup. Zach Howard, left tackle. Justin Thompson is the left guard. Jake Simpson, our center. Brian Little, the right guard. Anthony Harrah, the right tackle. Walter Boyd, our tight end. Zach Wallace and Antoine Cudjoe, our wide receivers. Of course, Carter Whitson, the quarterback. Cody Lyles, the fullback. And Lamar White, number 22, is our tailback. Zach Wallace to the bottom of your screen there, along with Cudjoe. Both come out to the right side. Walter Boyd in the backfield with Lamar. Carter Whitson hands the ball off to the big guy, and he carries one guy with him almost to a 1st down. Hard to tackle a big guy like that.
It sure is. When you're carrying 300 pounds like Walter is, you don't come down real easy.
Little different setup offensively we're seeing tonight.
You know, and I like it. It looks like they're going to establish the run, but I think that Cudjoe and Zach Wallace are going to have a big night. They're going to put the ball up tonight.
We really need to. After we struggled so desperately last week to get a pass off, they covered us like a blanket last week. The Tigers did. And you see 3 wide receivers out there right now. Looks like I said he was going to throw, but he actually keeps the ball and just runs forward, gets that 1st down there, and saw a big hole, and he just took it.
They spread the field nicely. They created gaps for Carter to choose, and he took the right one. He picked up about 7 yards, 6 or 7 yards on a quarterback sneak. That's not bad.
Not bad at all. Don't have a starting lineup for the Panthers tonight, so we'll kind of give you names and numbers as we go along here. But as of yet, we don't have that. Carter Whitson now goes into a shotgun formation, 3 wide receivers. Lamar White in the backfield, the single back. Little misdirection there, and Carter's just going to keep it. Has some running room there. Breaks a couple of tackles. Jukes and jives his way down for about an 8-yard gain.
Carter is a shifty runner. He has good foot movement and is pretty quick. He carries the ball well, and I think that he likes to carry the ball, Mark.
One guy that we can mention right off the bat is the big number 77 down there for the Panthers. Tell us a little about him, Daniel.
Well, he's a big boy. They've been talking about him all week long. He stands 6'6", 370 pounds. You don't run into many of those.
They said 6'7". Coach says he's 6'8". He's a giant down there. He really is. Wears a size 20 shoe. Ball chunked out there to Cudjoe, and he catches it right away and is met immediately there by number 21.
21 is
Musgrove. Brett Musgrove there on the coverage and the tackle, and he gets a small gain, but it brings up a 3rd down in a short yardage situation there for the Wolves. Good time to chunk the ball down the field. Probably won't be expecting it. Coach really wants to throw the ball tonight, does he not?
Yeah, I think that he does. They had a poor practice on Tuesday, but he's challenged them from the rest of the week. They've responded well, and he's put a challenge before the seniors. Let's see it on the field tonight. And I think we're in for a good show.
Joe Collier in now, split out far left to the top of your screen. Zach Wallace to the right. Whitson does hand the ball off to Lamar White, and he struggles for a couple of yards but gets a 1st down, and so we just keep moving the ball now. Down to the 42-yard line, 43, somewhere in there is where they'll spot the ball, give us a 1st down.
That was a good run by Lamar in traffic. I believe Big 77 did get his hands on Lamar down low to bring him down. We'll probably be seeing a lot of that tonight as we run up the middle.
1st and 10 now for Shawnee. Carter Whitson goes into the shotgun formation. Lamar White to his left. Calls out the signal, wants to throw the ball, and there's our first pass right to Wallace, right on the money, and right down to the 30-yard line before he's pushed out of bounds there.
Fred's Tire and Battery is locally legendary, known for their friendly family welcomes and just as friendly exits. Fred's can service your vehicle needs. Make Fred's Tire and Battery your first stop when your vehicle needs service. Charlotte Barnett has insured regional business with commercial policies for over 40 years. If you want to get the best commercial insurance coverage while working with a commercial insurance expert, call Charlotte's Ford Insurance Agency now for a quote.
1st and 10 now for the Shawnee Wolves. Ball spotted at the 28-yard line now, between the 28 and the 29. Just moving the ball basically on the ground, thrown one pass play. But we're keep to move the ball. This is an interesting setup now. We've got two wide receivers back-to-back on the right side and the left side. In line formation there. And he chunks the ball right to Joe Collier, and Joe Collier will score! Touchdown, Shawnee Wolves, just like that.
That's what we needed,
Boom.
Mark. We needed a quick score on this opening drive. This homecoming crowd, I think they like it, Mark.
That's fun. Did you see? I've never seen that lineup like that. They were lined up back to back, two wide receivers on either side. An interesting setup there, and that's probably difficult to defend that because they went man-man coverage there, and Collier was the open receiver, and boom, he was gone.
Right up the middle. They created that gap. That safety had to come up and try to take somebody, man.
Parsons to hold, Betterton to kick the ball. Ball's down, up, and it is no good. And so Adam Betterton misses his first. That is his first extra point that he has missed this year.
You're right.
Betterton used the truth.
We've been impressive with our kicking game so far this year, but I thought that it was interesting, just like you, in that last setup of that play, and they had old Walter Boyd out wide behind Joe Collier. Now, I don't think any cornerback would like to see that.
Oh, gosh. He is so big and just so talented. He really is. Well, that was fast.
And that was exactly what Coach Whitson wanted. He wanted to get those points on the board. He wanted a touchdown very quickly. It only took us 3 minutes, 50 seconds or so to put that on the board, and it was a well-conceived drive. It was pretty balanced, did a lot of running, but they had a few passes to keep them off balance as well.
Let's talk a little bit about last year. I happened to be at that game when we went up to Harrah and play that, and before the game started, I really thought we would just smear them and just run all over them, but we did not, and it was a close game. It was actually 35-27, but it was a struggle all the way, a big defensive struggle, and defense played really poorly, and Rigo Gutierrez intercepted a pass that actually helped seal the Wolves' victory as we just ran the clock out. But I'll tell you, it was no pushover, and to get this team fired up tonight, the Wolves fired up, Coach Whitson showed some game film of last year's narrow victory to fire up this Wolfpack, and I think evidently so far it's worked pretty well.
Yeah, it has. They have come out well now. Mr. Banjo, Felix Banjo, will kick off, and I don't think he's had one returned here on this home field.
He really gets his foot into this thing, and it's going to sail right. Well, he's able to catch the ball, but he'll just touch it back, and it's a smart move not to run that out.
Shawnee Wolves 6, Visitors 0.
I'll set our defense in just a moment as we have time to do that. As Harrah takes over now, first time on offense after the Wolves go down and score with no problem whatsoever moving the ball. That's Brandon Rudick is the quarterback, and Rudick is a 5'10", 170-pound junior who is the quarterback for the Panthers. Little jumping here and there, and somebody jumped. Harrah's clapping, so could possibly be our fault. We'll check this and see what it's going to be.
Looked like a neutral zone infraction.
And you're absolutely right. Somebody jumped over the line there and cost us 5 yards.
The defense is a little pumped up too, Mark.
Yeah.
You want to talk about penalties, though, don't you?
I hope I don't have to talk about penalties tonight because we really saw that last week, and we need to correct that. In the backfield, there is just a moment. I'll give you that as soon as they turn it.
Yeah.
Let me see their numbers there. I'll give that to you in just a minute. Rudy does hand the ball off, and that's number 33. That's Burnett was the ball carrier. Bryce Burnett, a senior, 5'10", 170-pounder. And Burnett actually gets about 2 yards on that carry. And with the penalty, it'll bring up a second down and 2 yards needed for a first for the Panthers.
Yeah, it makes it a lot easier when you only have to travel 5 for your first. Big Chris Brannon there in the middle.
Another handoff there, and he stuffed in the middle and gets close to a first down. It's going to be right on the line, and
David Holmes helped out in that tackle as well.
I think he's probably going to be there for a first down. They do give him the first down, so with the help of the penalty there right off the bat, that gives them a first down on a couple of plays there. So that's number 2 at the bottom of your screen. Justin Soto, the wide receiver, comes out there. They want to run a wing T offense structure offensively is what they do. It's a very deceiving offense to try to defense against. And then that's number 14. That is not on my program tonight.
Number 44, Ben Knotts.
44, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
44 is Ben Knotts. That is their leading receiver. I didn't see the 1. I just saw the 4. Ben Knotts has really carried the ball for them a bunch. In fact, I think he's carried the ball something like 72 times already in the 3 games this year.
That's a lot.
Yeah, it is. Second and 10 now for Harrah. Quarterback hands the ball off again. And he gets a couple of yards. I was going to talk about Knotts there, Ben Knotts. He's leading rusher with 72 carries, 324 yards with 3 touchdowns. So, that's about 27 yards a game carrying the ball. So he is their workhorse.
In contrast, our leading rusher is Whitson on attempts, and he has 46. Now, the leading yard gainer for us is Lamar White with fewer attempts.
Rudick, the quarterback, under center. Hands the ball off to that first man through there, and he's stacked up right on the line of scrimmage. Defense is doing a great job now of stacking them up. That's Bryce Burnett again, the ball carrier.
We really closed that middle down, Mark. I'll tell you, Will Thompson was in on a couple of those tackles as well, and it's good to see Justin Bedwell back in there as well.
We've had some injuries. We'll talk about those in just a minute. As you see, Thompson and Bedwell check out there, and we're set up now for a punt recoverage. Collier's back there deep to receive. Gets off a short, very, very short punt. Shanks it to the side of his foot. Does number 21, Bress Musgrove. And now looks like it's an 18-yard punt.
It's not very far. He's going to have to do better than that. Let's see if the Wolves can move it down the field again. Take advantage of this good field position.
First and 10, Shawnee on their 44-yard line. Second time possession tonight for the Wolves. Cudjoe to the bottom of your screen. Zach Wallace to the right. And Whitson goes into a shotgun formation.
That's Cody Lyles there.
Whitson's going to keep the ball, finds the right side, finds a first down, across the 45-yard line into the Panther territory there. Good hole.
It was. The reason I mentioned Cody is he was up there lined up just behind the tackle guard. It turned out to be where Carter ended up running, but that was a different looking formation as well, Mark.
We've seen that a lot earlier in the year where Cody is in the wingback formation there, lined up as the wingback, and he
little tighter than usual.
Little different formation, little different structure we're seeing tonight in the offensive formation for the Wolves. He's going to pass the ball out to Cudjoe, and Cudjoe tries to break a tackle, but he's got 4 tacklers on him, and he gets nowhere except on the catch where he gained maybe a yard or 2.
Looked like little Nick Beavers took him down. Number 7, right there. I say little, he's 6'1", at least.
Second down and 7 now for the Wolves. 4 minutes, 26 seconds and counting in the first quarter of play. Offensively now having no difficulty at all moving the ball are the Wolves. Tight formation now with Wallace out to the right. Lamar White takes the ball, runs off left tackle, gets close to a first down. And Whitson does go in the shotgun formation, however. Cody Lyles back there along with White. Fakes the ball to Lyles, hands it off to White. That's McClain that's in there. Mark McClain has come in for White as White took a breather. And McClain does a great job of shaking off a couple of tacklers and getting a first down.
McLean's a different type of runner than White.
Yeah, I saw that when he took the ball immediately. I could tell that's not Lamar White, and he just has a different kind of shift, a different way that he runs, but he can get down the field and does a great job. He's a little shorter runner, a little smaller runner.
Yes, he is. Very quick, and he's also very quick to cut, where Lamar is smooth up the field.
3 wide receivers, 2 to your left and 1 to your right. That's Cudjoe in the bottom of your screen. Whitson barks out the signals in the shotgun formation. Wants to throw, has Cudjoe over there, and now immediately we see a flag on the field and stops the play. And that is an illegal motion there, illegal shift against the Wolves, and that'll back us up. So the only way we've been stopped tonight is by penalties.
So far, I think that we're going to continue to have success moving the ball. But I believe from a discipline standpoint, Coach Whitson would not like to see these penalties. They did hurt us last week against a good football team.
Harrah has been plagued by injuries as well. They've got 7 players that play ball, both offensively and defensively, and they've got some injuries as well. 3 of their linemen, their fullback, their wingback on the offense has been injured, so they've been plagued by injuries as well. Carter Whitson now to throw the ball under some pressure for the first time tonight, and he's almost brought down, and then finally he finds a way to break that first tackle there. That was, I think it was number 44, Ben Knotts, that came in there.
I think you're right.
Made the initial, almost tackled Whitson, but he's able to break away and get back a couple of those yards that he lost.
Ben Knotts blitzed from his linebacker position, caught Carter from behind. Carter didn't see him until late, but he came untouched, Mark.
Obviously unexpected for them to blitz us there. 2 minutes left to go in our first quarter of play. 6-0 is our score, with the Wolves leading Harrah tonight. Cody Lyles lining up now on the right side in the wing-back formation. Whitson goes under center, hands it to McLean, and he finds a big hole, and he runs around the right side. He's to the 10, to the 5, and out of bounds goes Mark McLean on a fine run.
That was a nice run. He made his quick cut to the outside, and he picked up that extra yardage.
That was a 30-yard gain for Mark McLean there, down to the 30-yard line.
That was a fine run, Mark. Looks like he's going to get a breather as Lamar White's checking back in.
And he deserves it, too, and also was that hole created there, which allowed him to run. I'm telling you, that was quite a hole he had to run through. And they ran right through the big guy over there, number 77.
You're exactly right.
Lamar White, single back now, as Carter Whitson goes under center now. Ball first and goal to go. And Lamar White takes the ball out to the right side, makes a cut, and gets close to a touchdown, but he only gets to the maybe 1 yard line, I think is about how far he got.
Marking him down at the 4, it looks like,
4?
Mark. We don't have the greatest angle. That's all the way across the field from where we are.
I sure thought he got more than that.
I'm with you.
The ball was the ball on the 5 earlier? It was on the 6, excuse me.
Partner, I'd help you out if I could.
We're running out of time here. The clock's coming down to 45 seconds. We'll get one more playoff probably, and then that'll be the end of our first quarter. We're going to try to score here, though. Wide receiver split way out there is Zach Wallace to the bottom of your screen. And the handoff goes to, I think that was Lamar White again, and he's tackled immediately and with no gain. So they're stiffening up here is the Harrah Panthers to some kind of a goal line defense all of a sudden we're seeing now. And now the clock is going to stop for some reason. Okay, now it's rolling again. 20 seconds left to go. Probably will not get this play off.
Great prices sell cars, and Castricke Auto Mart truly understands that principle. Straightforward pricing with no gimmicks. Located on the corner of Harrison and Jefferson for over 40 years, shop at the lot or online. Castricke Auto Mart. They're good people.
Gordon Cooper Technology Center has trade classes for all ages. These programs are not just for our high school students. They are for all ages, and you have the opportunity to get further educated within our community and pick up a trade skill today at Gordon Cooper Technology Center.
Downtown Auto Body works for you with your insurance company to reduce your hassles. Downtown Auto Body is on your side to get your vehicle repaired as it should be, back at top condition. Trust Downtown Auto Body, Main Street, Shawnee.
Well, thanks to Mark McLean's 30-yard run, we find ourselves down on near the 5-yard line. We've actually gained 2 yards and lost 1. Actually, I think he got down to the 6. That was about a 29-yard run.
It was a good run.
It was a great run.
Give or take a few yards there.
Yeah.
But we are marked now. This is a better angle for us, Mark. We are marked right outside the 5-yard line.
Yeah, because we actually are not sitting on the 50-yard line. Our booth is actually about the 40. I'm at the 43. Where are you?
Yeah.
At the 44 and a half?
Maybe.
So it gives us a little bit better vantage point when we play on the north end of the field as opposed to playing on the south end. And we can see a little bit better.
I think you made a good point, though. Harrah stiffened up there. They seemed to believe that the run was coming 2 times in a row, and we didn't get any yardage, Mark, whereas we've been running over them before this.
Probably see some kind of a spread offense this time, I would assume. Maybe a bootleg by Carter Whitson or some type of misdirection play there in order to get the ball in. We need to go ahead and score right here, right off the bat. And in the beginning of this first quarter of play, our score is 6-0. And then the question is, do you go for 2? But let's don't get ahead of ourselves here.
Yeah.
Let's get the touchdown first. Cody Lyles there, and there's Cudjoe, and he had a touchdown, and he dropped it. And he knows it.
Yes, he
knows
did.
it. So you go for it here, I guess, probably more than likely, rather than kick the field goal. Carter Whitson's looking over to his dad, the head coach, Brent Whitson. And Coach Whitson.
That's their call. They are going, it looks like, on 4th down.
Yeah, and it's probably the right call considering how well we've played already. Harris had, I wish we were keeping stats, Jacob, on how long they've had the football and how long we've had the football. They've had it, maybe 5 minutes? I don't know.
No, not even
long.
that. One drive.
One series.
One series with 1 first down.
Yeah, this game is moving along at a rapid pace because of the fact that because our defense is doing so well. Carter Whitson is going to do a misdirection play, and he does hand it off on the end around to Cudjoe, and he struggles and does not.
He reaches in.
He gets in. I thought he didn't make it. I saw his knee go down, but he struggled and stretched out that frame of his.
Yes,
which is not that big, but he scored.
And he did. He had a great presence there to know he was right at the goal line. And what he did as he was falling was he reached out that right arm with the ball and put it right over the goal line. The line's judge was right there to make the proper call.
I was looking at his knees to see where his knee was going down, and then I looked a little further, and the next thing I noticed is the ball across the line there. We broke the plane. Great.
And they are going to go for 2.
Great second effort there. This is a smart call. This is what you need to do. You need to go ahead and get the point that you missed earlier, so it'll make it a 14-0 game here with just 11 minutes and 51 seconds into the second quarter of play. Lamar White in the backfield. Twin receivers on either end, split way out. Whitson pitches the ball to Lamar. He's got a little bit of running room. Whitson's going to block for him, and he bounces around. Does he get in? Yes, he does.
Another great effort by that offensive running back. Lamar White this time, Antoine Cudjoe last time.
And credit Carter Whitson for throwing a block that allowed him to get into the end zone as well.
You're exactly right, Mark. I think that his dad and Coach Whitson is going to be happy with that effort of the offensive team. They moved the ball down. They made it on their 4th down try on a great play by Antoine Cudjoe. And Lamar White put it in for 2.
It's very impressive tonight, both offensively and defensively. I would say I don't know how you can criticize much of what's going on tonight at all. We're hitting on pretty much all cylinders so far tonight. We just need to keep up the same intensity, go out now, play the same kind of defense they played earlier in the game in the first quarter. And if we can keep them to 1 possession per quarter, I'd say we're probably going to win this game. That's amazing.
Well, it'll make for a wonderful homecoming night.
It's hard to score when you don't have the ball.
On this homecoming day, we saw the freshman attendant, Sarah Stewart, daughter of Jim and Kathy Stewart, be be crowned attendant, and sophomore Mandy Sims, daughter of Jim and Brenda Sims, be crowned as the sophomore attendant. We saw Paige Hoster, daughter of Dr. Kirk and Darla Hoster, crowned the junior attendant, and we'll let you know that Lacey Peterson, daughter of Scott Peterson, and Chris and Doreen Hudson, was crowned Homecoming Queen 2003. Congratulations to all.
Congratulations to them as Felix Banjo this time kicks a short kick, which is very unusual for him.
Shawnee Wolves on top, 14-0.
Richardson, Holmes, Brandon, and Kessler there are the front four for the Wolves. And Harrah, 1st and 10 there. The quarterback goes in motion to his left. That's Brandon Rudick again. And I see Bedwell out there. Kessler also on the tackle into the backfield. Actually lost about a half a yard on that carry.
Jared Kessler tracked him down pretty quickly, caught him from behind.
Good to see Bedwell back in there.
It really is. We missed him last week, though the defense really put up a stellar effort.
Really struggled in our linebacker situation with injuries. We'll talk about that in just a moment. Well, let's talk about it right now. We've really had a difficult time this year with our linebackers. Of course, right off the bat, Tyson Brown was hurt and has not even seen one down of play yet. Hoped he would be out tonight, but he's not quite ready to come back, and expected possibly back next week against Durant as we play that game on Thursday night. We'll talk about that. There's a penalty on the play, by the way, illegal motion, which will push them back 5 yards and bring up a second down. Also, of course, Torrance Ely's had an ankle injury. He's out there tonight, and Eric Combs also has had some difficulty with a groin injury, and both will play tonight, probably limited action. Chicago Heron's still out, and Kessler is taking his spot tonight. Second down, long yardage now for the Panthers. Hand off to the first man through there, and he goes to the left side and tackled, gets a couple of yards.
Big 73. I'm sorry, I should have known. Chris Brannon stopped the runner.
He's almost as big as 77,
yes,
but not quite. Chris Brannon, when he falls on you, you know somebody has fallen on top of you.
He falls with an oomph.
He sure does. Ben Knotts, the running back on that last play. Now it's 3rd down for the Panthers, and Rick wants to throw the ball. Does have a man open there, and he catches the ball at the original line of scrimmage, but he's tackled immediately by Bedwell.
And David Holmes out there from his defensive end position.
That was Danny Sweeney who made the reception, but it's not near enough for a first down. It'll be 4th down, and the Panthers will be forced to punt.
David Holmes being on the outside, I called it an end, but he's actually officially a defensive tackle.
So it's been 1-2-3 punt, now 1-2-3 punt again for Harrah, and that's what we like to see, defense stiffening up here. Joe Collier back to receive the punt, and that's kind of a vertical spiral, and again, it goes out of bounds. And so no chance of a return, and 30-yard punt, so a decent punt with no return. So we'll get the ball back again now for the second time in the second quarter of play.
You know, I'd like to mention our sideline reporter who gives us up-to-the-minute information of what's going on the sideline actually has seen that our coaching staff is not really happy with us yet. What do you think about that, Mark?
Well, I know Coach Whitson really wants them to stay fired up and stay focused and win big tonight. And I just I know that's what he wants to see happen. 4 wide receivers now, 3 to the right, 1 to the left. Jason Bourbonnais out there now. This little misdirection play, and he pitches the ball back to Lamar White. He's got some room out there, following his blocker right along the way, all the way down to the 49-yard line. And that was a great run. Pitch back to Lamar White as he rolls around to the left. Gets great yardage, first down.
About 15 yards, and that's what I'm talking about. How could the coaches not like that? And what I have to say, I think they probably do, but they want these kids to know that they've got a hard season in front of them. They're starting with the district opener tonight. It's all business in our coaching staff and with our coaching staff.
Maybe
I like to hear that.
It's the poker face, I guess, the coaches are giving now.
Maybe.
It is a timeout, and that will go toward the Panther end of the field as the Harrah Panthers call a timeout now.
We have contracts with many employers, and we do drug testing, alcohol testing, pre-employment screenings. We also do workers' comp, so if someone gets injured on the job and needs stitches, staples, break a bone, then we can absolutely see them and they cannot go to the emergency room.
Connecting our community with convenient, compassionate care.
Yes.
That's what you guys do.
It is what we do.
9 minutes, 25 seconds left to go in our first half of play as Harrah calls a timeout. 1st and 10 now for the Wolves. Ball right there at midfield. And our offense goes over and talks to the offensive coaches there. Coach Whitson being among them and giving them some advice what to do here.
As we have this opportunity to look at the Shawnee High School field, I want to say that we have really been blessed in this home schedule with wonderful weather in which to play these football games. Nothing's been torn up on that field yet. We've had 3 straight weeks of hard football.
3 home games in a row. Next week we'll go on the road on a Thursday night against Durant. 1st and 10 now for the Wolves in shotgun formation. That looks like that's a busted play, but he makes something out of nothing, or maybe it was designed all the way, because I would like to see that play every time if that's a busted play.
That was a quick 9.5-yard pickup. Carter Whitson again showing how shifty he is on his feet.
It looked like it was going to be sort of a counter play, and he didn't hand the ball off. He just stopped in his tracks, turned around, did a 180, and headed back in the direction of Lamar White, and maybe it was a design play. It looked kind of strange, but it worked for a big yardage gain there of 9 yards. Whitson wants to throw the ball, pump fakes, finds his man Bourbonnais out there, and he stretches out, and it almost catches the ball. It was on his fingertips, and he just couldn't hang on, but that was a great pass by Carter Whitson.
Great pass, great effort, and a great catch. And I'll tell you, that was a no-huddle, quick spread offense, and Bourbonnais actually had a step or two on his man.
With the pump fake that Carter Whitson gave there, it gave him just enough time to have some separation from the defender there and got open, and the ball was just a hair overthrown, and Whitson slaps his hands and wishes that he had just been a little bit more on target, but it was close. I mean, that ball was thrown well.
That makes for good football. We want to see some of those diving catches.
That was so nice, and he made a great effort to try to catch up with the ball. Just wasn't able to hang on to it, but he had his fingers on it, and that's about it. Walter Boyd and Bourbonnais both to the left side. Cudjoe Wallace out to the right. And then that's, it looked like number 50 jumped into the neutral zone. Did we move as well?
I hope they call it that way, but I think they're going to walk it off against us.
You're right.
And that really hurts us, where you have a 3rd and maybe a foot, and now it's going to be 3rd and 5 or 6 and a foot.
Yeah, instead of a quarterback sneak now, we're forced into a possible passing situation.
We don't like to see that. Of course, we never like to see penalties. There's not ever a timely penalty, I don't think.
The only loss we've seen tonight primarily has been ourselves causing the loss with the penalties. So we'll see what happens here. 3rd down, 2 backs in the backfield. Whitson will throw the ball to Cudjoe out there. And the little swing pass works for a 1st down.
It was a nice pickup. I like that little pass that they do over the middle. They threw it once last week. I think it was our only completion, as a matter of fact, against Ardmore. It picked up about 10 last week, our total. And this time it picked up about 10 yards.
Earlier in the year, we've seen that particular pass play. I think that's probably one of our favorite plays across there. And it's a short pass play, but it usually works because it's so quick to develop that normally the defense doesn't have time to react, and so that's why it's so effective. Carter Whitson under center now, and it's 1st and 10 for the Wolves. And that time Mark McLean comes in for Lamar White and stuffed immediately there. That's one of the best defensive stops we've seen tonight, as he gains maybe a foot on that play. McLean checks out now, and Lamar goes back in. That
again was an interesting formation in which we had all of our receivers in a bunch on this close side, and Walter Boyd just off the line, almost in a wingback position.
A lot of different offensive formations we're seeing, a lot of different varieties of that we're showing this defense tonight. And I, if I was a defensive coordinator, I'd be very confused as to what we were going to do, and that's exactly what the strategy is tonight, I think, for the Wolves. It seems to be working quite well. There's a pass out to Cudjoe, and he catches the ball and finds some running room. He's still there to the 15, to the 10-yard line goes Antoine Cudjoe, and he made it a great play there.
He sure did.
Out of almost nothing.
He had big Walter Boyd out there to start, but he soon lost Walter on a block, and he made an extra 15 yards by himself.
That's some yak right there.
Yards after the catch, that's right. We haven't been able to talk much yak
we sure
lately.
haven't. Didn't talk any yak last week.
But that sure was a nice run.
That was a 25-yard pass play from Whitson to Cudjoe. And we are moving the ball again down to the close to our end zone now. I would say we're just about into the red zone. Yeah, I'm going to call it that because we're at the 10-yard line, and Whitson wants to throw the ball. His man's covered there, and there's a flag down. We're going to get a penalty there for defensive holding, and he's wide open. Never mind, we'll take the touchdown.
I think you're right. The defender saw the flag go down as well as we did. He stopped. Zach Wallace kept going and was wide open in the back of the end zone.
And their coach is going to be some kind of mad over there.
Oh, I'll tell you, that shows the nerve of Carter Whitson to stay outside, get some extra time, and beeline it to his receiver, Zach Wallace.
I'll tell you what, you called it exactly what happened there, because the receiver the defender knew that he was going to get flagged, and he just quit. And, if I had a choice of a touchdown or a penalty, I'm going to take the penalty.
You mean the touchdown?
Well, no, I'm talking about them. I'm talking about the defender there.
Sure.
And he just let him go.
You're
Adam
right.
Betterton on now for the extra point, his second try of the night, and this time it goes right up the middle. So he's back on target again, is Adam Betterton with a great kick there. And now a score 21-0. Appreciate Jacob Wright, our statistician tonight. He's got his hands full back there tonight trying to keep up with all these stats.
We finally get a night where our offensive stats are stacking up.
Yeah, he's gonna have his job. I hope you brought your calculator with you there tonight, because we got some yardage to add up tonight. Yeah, this is good. This is what we wanted to see. I really expected this to happen tonight. I really did. I anticipated it, and exactly what we thought would happen is happening, and that is the Wolves are taking complete control of this football game, both offensively and defensively. Just under 7 minutes left to go in the first half of play. Banjo to kick off. That's Danny Sweeney, number 22, deep to receive the ball. And let's see if Banjo kicks the ball into the end zone this time. And, yes, he does. And Sweeney is just going to touch it back and let the ball go out of the end zone. And this time, Sweeney's back on target again, too. Kicks it out of the end zone.
Play It Again Sports, where we buy your gently used sporting goods for cash.
We've dedicated 2006 as the year of the student athlete,
Where each month we're going to give out an award. The award doesn't go just to the greatest athlete or to the greatest student. It goes to the greatest person.
At Hardesty Deli, the food is great and the people are even better. A genuinely local atmosphere. The Oliver family has more than 70 years as butchers with Hardesty. If you're in Shawnee, you gotta stop at Hardesty Deli.
Panthers have the ball now for the third time of the game, and Rudick's going to throw the ball. He actually has a man out there deep, and he really was open, but the ball was underthrown, and because of that, the ball was almost picked off by Joe Collier out there playing cornerback.
Yes, Joe was, it looked like, behind a step or two, but the way that ball hung up there, Joe had the best opportunity to make the catch.
Had the ball been on target, possibly could have been caught, but it was underthrown, and now that's going to set up a second down and long. Really,
sorry. I like to think that Joe was baiting him there.
Wing T offense now. Two wide receivers to the right. A little different structure of wing T offense that we see there. And then that's the fullback, Ben Knotts, who gets the handoff, and he wishes he didn't because he's met immediately and actually brought down.
David Holmes was there.
On a
Wesley
loss.
Grant was there. It looked like Jared Jackson was there. There was a host of Wolves there.
Defense having some fun tonight. I mean, really. This is when football is fun, when you know that you have control of this football game, and everything you do is right. And that feels so good for a team to have that. We really needed that because I know we've got a good football team. And last week we played well, but we just, about one, I keep talking about it, but it was that one series that shot us in the foot. And otherwise we would have probably won that game against the Tigers. It's third down and very long yardage now needed for the Panthers. 3rd and 15 as Ruddock goes to his right. He's going to throw the ball, and he just throws it out there, and it's out of bounds. And Corey McAvoy actually makes a play on it, but has no chance of interception because the ball goes out of bounds, and now they're going to have to punt deep in their territory.
Yes, it looks like we'll get good field position again, Mark. And you're right, on those two passes, I think the Wolves had better chance at making the receptions than the Harrah receivers. Who is that? Who's back there? 21? 28?
I've been saying that same thing all night. It's so hard to see their numbers. That ball is blocked! The punt is blocked, and it goes into the end zone. And it does a smart thing there to kick the ball out of the end zone because that will create a safety instead of a touchdown. So smart play.
Barrett Gilly gets in there. I saw them a couple weeks ago working with Barrett and the angle that he needed to take to get to that punter. It sure paid off today.
Well, credit the Panthers for kicking the ball out of the end zone, which actually resulted in a 2-point play instead of a 6-point play. So they actually didn't lose 6. They only lost 2.
That's right, but they've got to give the ball back to
but they're still going to give it back.
Shawnee Wolves offense.
Oh, I'm telling you what, everything is working now. Even your special teams. Special teams are working tonight as well, the kicking game.
Well, and I think this is what the coaching staff wanted. They wanted to come in and they wanted to treat this homecoming crowd to a big victory. They wanted to show these Shawnee fans who've come out nicely these first 3 games that they have a good football team this year.
And what does that say to the rest of our conference as well, those other teams that look at that scoreboard tomorrow and see how Shawnee did and see that we took it to them pretty handily?
I think it's going to show well.
Correct that. That was Jarrett Jackson that was in on that block punt.
Oh.
So we'll give him credit for that. But I believe Gilly was in there as well, or Bedwell. Whitson deep to receive, along with Lamar. It's Paul Kinman. Kinman to kick off, and they're going to kick the ball. They got the option, so they'll just kick the ball from the 20 as opposed to punting the ball. They still have the option to do that, do they not?
Yes, they do.
I thought they did. Yeah, okay. I want to check that, make sure that was the case. And Whitson is going to pick the ball up around the 45-yard line. Tries to follow his blockers, and he does. And he's got some run room out there. He's at the 30, and he jukes and jives his way down to the 24-yard line, does Carter Whitson. And that is one fantastic run back. Did you see him follow his blockers? 42 yards on that run back from Carter Whitson.
He's making it look easy, isn't he, Mark?
That's sweet.
Carter came straight up the middle and then cut it to the outside. He did have a fine little spin block, or spin move there at the
nice
end.
Move. It was a nice move. I'd like to see that again. Well, we've got the ball about where it was before they attempted to punt it earlier. It's close to where it was earlier, so we're back where we started there. And now we've got 1st and 10. 5.5 minutes left to go in the first half of play. Ball on the 24-yard line. Carter Whitson now goes under center. He's going to keep the ball. Quarterback sneak. Goes right up the middle. He's got some running room. And gets a nice gain of 8 yards on that run by Carter Whitson.
Looks like they're going to move the chains on that.
Excuse me. Call it first down. That was 10 yards.
Carter's really running the ball well. He's seeing the field well tonight. On his pass, his touchdown pass to Zach Wallace, he really saw the field. It looks like when he's making his cuts up the field, he's really seeing the field well.
Deceptive speed as well, and I think it kind of caught them off guard that time. Well, it's 1st and 10 inside the 12-yard line now. Carter Whitson, a little misdirection play, hands the ball off to Lyles there. Gets 3 yards on that carry. Cody takes it down to the, call it 6, 7-yard line.
Yeah, I like Cody Lyles. He's one of those hard-nosed football players. He doesn't get his number called too often, but when he does, he likes to get in there and hit somebody. And when we're breaking the long runs, it's a lot of times Cody Lyles who's setting that block to spring them.
Absolutely. He does a lot of the work and opening up those holes, does Cody Lyles. Like to see him run that ball. That's great. Lyles, the wing back there, and Lamar White, the tailback. Lamar gets the ball, runs to the right side, bounces off a tackler down to the 4-yard line, close to the 3.
As well as we sit on the 3-yard line.
That's the most points we scored already this year. Third down and 1. Carter Whitson has the ball, rolls to his left side, and he's got the end zone. Touchdown, Carter Whitson.
He got right inside that pylon, and you called it.
Can it be any easier than that?
They
made it look simple.
That puts us up. I believe we scored 28 points in Guthrie, and now we're at 29 here. Mark, I like to hear you prognosticate.
Oh, man, that's sweet. That is awesome. Yeah, 28 points against Guthrie, 14 against Stillwater, 7 against Ardmore. And already in our first half tonight, we've got 29 points on the scoreboard, and Adam Betterton is trying to make it 30. Parsons to hold. Ball's down. Kick is up, and it is straight through the uprights. Thank you, Adam Betterton. 30 points. Whew. This is good.
This is good. This is the kind of football we like to see in Shawnee
This is really
Town.
fun. At what point does it become a blowout?
I don't know.
It's not yet. We're still working on it. I tell you, one good thing about scoring 30 points in the first half of play is that's going to allow us to play in the second half some players who normally don't get a lot of playing time. Probably, more than likely, we're going to see some players out there and get some experience, because later in the season we're going to need to be able to call on some of those guys, and that's going to be a very beneficial thing in the second half of play, should Coach Whitson choose to use some of the second string and put those guys in there.
I think you're right. It's already been evidence that we need depth just in the linebacking core and how we took shots, and yet our defense has really grown from that, Mark. We played a stout defense last week, and this week they're doing really well.
Guys have really stepped up. This time Felix kicks a real high kick, and the ball bounces and goes right on into the end zone, so it will be touched back as well.
That's more like it for Felix, isn't it? No return.
No return. I tell you, the way he kicked that ball, it just wasn't going to be able to be returned. He kicked it far away, and, of course, it didn't go out of bounds. It stayed in and rolled into the end zone. And so it'll be touched back 1st and 10 now. Again, so this is let's count 1, 2, 3. I believe this is the 4th time tonight that they've had the ball.
Yep.
And there's 3.5 minutes left to go in our first half of play. Ball spotted, 20-yard line. Brandon Rudick, the quarterback, under center. And gives the ball off. The first man through there, Ben Knotts, and he's met immediately. I'm sorry, check that. That's number 33, the ball carrier, to Bryce Burnett. Three minutes left to go in the first half of play. Defense doing everything right. Offense doing everything right. Special teams, the same. And this is the kind of football night where everybody's just hitting on all cylinders, I'm telling you. Rudick, the quarterback, now under center. Knotts goes in motion, and he hands the ball off to Burnett, and they are absolutely just getting nowhere. I mean, they can't do anything. Even trying to run over the big guy, they still just cannot move the ball
I was
whatsoever.
speaking to David Holmes earlier today, and he was talking about having that taste of those last 2 losses still in his mouth, and he really hated that taste. He needed to get rid of it. There's nothing like a victory to get rid of that taste.
And when you get beat by a team that you really felt like was the better team, then you can kind of live with that a lot easier. But when you get beat by a team that you thought that you actually were better than they were, that's hard to swallow. And that's what happened last week against the Tigers. At least that's what I saw, that we actually were the better team, but just didn't quite were able to pull that off. A lot of misdirection play there. And ball carrier rolls out to his left side, and the Wolves smell that out immediately. That's Brandon Cook, the ball carrier there. You saw what they can do with that type of wing T offense and throw a lot of misdirection, but it didn't fool us at all.
No. Richard Sims and Carter Whitson were out there. Jared Jackson pushed him out really deep in his backfield, allowing his tacklers time to get up there.
Had they had some speed on that play, they might have been able to do something with it, but they just weren't able to. I think that's Nick Murray is going to punt the ball. I believe that's Nick Murray. It's Joe Collier back standing at his 47-yard line to receive it. Let's see if we can block it again. We get close, but we don't. And a terrible, just an awful punt off the side of his foot, 15 yards, 18 yards. Check that.
Didn't go very far at all.
And have you noticed our field position tonight? Almost every time, we're right almost where their offense started. I'm telling you, it has been a remarkable our field position.
It really has, and this is the type of field position that Coach Whitson likes to have. He likes to operate with some acreage behind him when he's beginning.
Okay, let's see what we can do, Daniel. It's 1 minute, 24 seconds left to go. Can we score before halftime? I'm going to say that Coach Whitson would love to see us run a little bit of hurry-up offense here and see if we can get that ball in the end zone before the break. Carter Whitson fakes the throw. Then he finds his man, and Zach Wallace, and am I profit or what? Touchdown. Holy smoke.
As quick as it could
Good
be.
grief. I thought it would take us longer than that, though.
Zach Wallace for 32
Golly.
yards on a fine pass from Carter Whitson. Again, they like to give the little hitch. They really do like to give it. He put the ball right on his numbers, and Zach's going to catch that one every time.
Holy smoke. I'm telling you, that is I expected us to score, but I didn't think we would do it that quickly now. The Harrah Panthers are going to get the ball back, and let's see if we can hold them again. Adam Betterton to kick, and his leg is going to be tired tonight from kicking that ball through there, and Mr. Betterton does it again, and now it's 37 to nothing.
Well, I think that's one of the reasons why Coach Whitson wants us to continue scoring touchdowns is because he feels that we need to continue to practice our extra points since we missed that first one. What do you think, Mark?
Well, it's working.
Yeah.
Because he hadn't missed one since then.
As you said, it's 37 to nothing.
Next week we go on the road against the Durant Lions, and I've got a little bit of special interest in this particular game next week. I'm going to go up. Well, we will not carry that game. That's an away game, by the way. But I'm going to go up there and watch there at Paul Laird Field. That game is actually on a Thursday night because they share the field with Southeastern Oklahoma State University there in Durant at Paul Laird Field. And so because of that, they're having to play the game on a Thursday night. And Coach Whitson doesn't like that at all because you miss a whole day of practice when you do that. Of course, it's the same for both sides, but I tell you what, we're going to scare the Lions when we come in there next week when they see what the final score of this one is. They're going to be nervous.
Well, hopefully we can come away with a couple of victories.
Banjo again kicks the ball, and is that a field goal? Did he kick a field goal?
He almost did.
We should give 3 more points to Felix Banjo. Tell you what, that's amazing.
It would be nice to get this victory, get the Durant victory, and come back to Shawnee against Tulsa, a Tulsa school, for the October 10th game, which we are going to carry.
Yeah, that'll be our next home game, and you'll see that game on next
Saturday?
Saturday morning, and then played again on Tuesday night at 7 o'clock.
That's right. Saturday morning after every home game at 10 a.m., we have the broadcast, and then again at Tuesday at 7 o'clock, and that is on cable channel 30 that you're watching right now.
I suspect there'll be a lot of people watching the game tomorrow and Tuesday night just to see how well their Shawnee Wolves did. Let's see. We got 1 minute left to go, and the quarterback is just going to keep that ball and hope the clock will run out so we don't get the ball back and score again.
I don't see anyone calling any timeouts.
They don't want to stop it now. They want to go in and lick their wounds and try to salvage something out of this game. I don't know what positive things their coach can say when you're losing 37-0 at halftime. That's quite the blowout already. Second down, 48 seconds, clock moving. Ruddock hands the ball off to the end around there. Number 25's got a wide open, and that's why you can't quit. That's exactly why you can never, ever give up, and you have to stay in there, mind-focused, and the coach will talk about that one. That's Alan Swordhall, number 24, who just made a great run of 28 yards on that carry. And so the defense kind of backed up a little bit that time.
You're right,
Daniel, and coach is not going to be happy about that.
I wonder if he'll mention the last minute of last week's game
Can
of
never
the first half.
give up. You've got to stay focused the whole game long. Anything can happen in any particular play if you let your hair down. If you don't keep your focus. A lot of misdirection we're seeing there. Whole lots of misdirection play as Ben Knotts gets the ball and he's stuffed immediately there.
Jared Jackson and Richard Sims in on that tackle. They really did stuff him.
Yeah, that's going to do it, though. I think they got close to being in our territory, but didn't quite get in there, which is a good thing. I mean, that's a positive thing there, that they kept them out of our end of the field. And that, somebody calls timeout with 3 seconds left. I guess that's probably going to be Panthers, And yes, they do, with 3 minutes left, 3 seconds, left in the first half of play. 37-0, our score. Wolves leading Harrah Panthers big time.
The points are piling up tonight. They must have, Shawnee must have been hurting, I would say, after just 3 points and 10 yards passing last week, and they have come out with the cannons tonight.
It's almost like a vengeance. I mean, they want to see us win this game, and all the players, I can just sense that they really want to pour it on them. Not to run the score up, but just so that they can feel good about the way they played a football game. And, of course, the idea is to score points. That's why you're out there.
That's exactly right.
That's going to show how well our defense really is to the other teams in our conference, and a lot of positive things we're going to see tonight. 3 wide receivers to the bottom of your screen, 1 to the top there. And this will be, unless we have a penalty, the last play of our first half of play. Brandon Ruddock, the quarterback, is going to throw the ball, has his man out there, and I don't think he's able to hang on to that ball. That was Justin Soto. So that is the end of our first half of play. 37-0 our score.
We'll be back with the pride of the Wolves Pride marching band, Pride of the Pack, in just a moment.
Every detail tells a story. Every sparkle a memory waiting to be made. At L's Jewelry, timeless craftsmanship meets modern elegance. Designed for life's most precious moments. L's Jewelry is Shawnee's friendly jeweler.
The bees and their keeper can communicate. The beekeeper can hear when they're in distress and helps in turn. This partnership of mutual encouragement is a reflection of the harmony and balance we strive for at St. Gregory's Abbey.
Casterkey Tire and Alignment. Local, family-owned business with over 40 years of experience. Tires, alignments, front-end parts, and brakes installed. Check them out on Facebook. Casterkey Tire and Alignment.
midway upon the journey of our lives, I found myself within a forest dark, for the straightforward pathway had been lost. All hope abandoned, ye who enter here. he drew forth 2 keys, one with the gold and the other with the silver. First with the white and after with the yellow, pry through the door so that I was content. Enter, but I give you warning, that forth returns whoever looks behind. From the most holy water I return, regenerated in the manner of new trees, that are renewed with the new foliage, pure and disposed to mount unto the stars.
Ladies and gentlemen, your 2003 Shawnee High School Marching Band, the pride of the pack.
Honey, get me GI help for my belly.
Yeah, I need some GI help.
Not that kind of GI.
No wait. Appointments now for belly problems at Triad Complete Healthcare. Charlotte Barnett has insured regional business with commercial policies for over 40 years. If you want to get the best commercial insurance coverage while working with a commercial insurance expert, call Charlotte's Ford Insurance Agency now for a quote. Stewart & Clover Attorneys and Title Company exists to help people. It really is that simple. Whether you have personal or business legal questions or need help navigating land title issues, Stewart & Clover is big enough to solve problems, small enough to care.
And here we are with the second half, getting ready for the kickoff. Mark, what do you think about that first half?
It was all good. I mean, everything you can say about the offense worked. We were hitting on all cylinders. Defensively, the same thing. Special teams, everybody just played magnificently. It was 37-0 is no fluke. We're for real. And as you see there, as Felix Banjo kicks off here for the second half of play as he does what he always does and kicks the ball out of the end zone for no return. And all we've seen out of Harrah so far basically is 1, 2, 3 punt. They do have 2 first downs, and I'll run these stats right after this first play. But so far the Wolves have done very well in the first half of this game. Quarterback Brandon Rudick, number 4, wing T offense, pitches the ball back. That's their running back, the man who's got the ball mostly all night long is Ben Knotts. And again, defense stiffens up.
Barrett Gilly in on that tackle, as well as Jared Kessler.
Talk about some stats here. The Wolves had 7 first downs to Harrah 2, 122 yards passing and 5 for Harrah, 128 yards rushing, 36 for Harrah. And the Wolves had 122 receiving yards as opposed to 5. 3 penalties for 15 yards, no penalties for Harrah. 4 for 5 on third down conversions, and only 1 of 5 third down conversions for Harrah. Wolves never punted the ball, and Harrah had a 17 average punting average is all they could muster of that. Quarterback's going to keep the ball, rolls to his right side there, and gets maybe a half a yard.
Will Thompson moved up quickly to make that tackle. It's good to see us making tackles on their side of the scrimmage line, Mark.
It certainly is, and let me talk about Carter Witz in a minute on passing. He passed for 122 yards in the first half alone. White had 33 yards, and Carter Whitson rushed for 46 yards. Cudjoe had 28 yards receiving, and Wallace 65. Quarterback now wants to throw the ball, has a man out there. He is open, and immediately brought down by Joe Collier. But they're able to throw the ball across the field.
22, Danny Sweeney made that catch.
I was still looking for a number. Danny Sweeney does make the completion, but it's not near enough for a first down, as there was a loss on the previous play of a yard and a loss on the first play as well. And so they get back a little bit what they lost, but there's still 4th down and 4 yards to go. So he's going to be forced to punt. And they fake it, and it works. Fake punt. I see a flag go out, however, and we'll check that and see where that's going to go before we give them the first down. But that was a pretty swift play there for the Panthers.
And it was a late flag coming in, Mark, from the line judge. Usually that's the one who would call offsides. We'll have to see what this call is.
Officials over there checking with one another to determine what the penalty is going to be, if indeed there is one. That would be enough for a first down as they throw out a little dipsy-do there and come up with enough for a first down. If they don't, bring it back.
Illegal man.
And that's going to go against.
Downfield.
Yep, that's and that. I wonder if that was the receiver out there. Maybe that was a lineman that didn't check in. I didn't catch the number. Quite possibly that could be what happened on that particular play. I don't know, but regardless, that's going to be against the Panthers and going to march them back, and that will not give them a first down. So scratch that off the board, and we're back where we started. Now they certainly.
They marked 15 yards off.
That's a big one.
I don't think they'll be faking again, Mark.
I wouldn't.
I wonder. Look at them. They don't even believe that the ball is back so far.
They're still.
I
come
don't
on,
either.
Ref, you don't mean that. You mean here? No. I'm sorry. You got to back 5 more. So. Daniel, he is kicking that ball almost at the goal line. This will be a great time for Jackson to get in there again. And a heavy rushing. He has to. This is a weird deal because he tried to kick the ball and he couldn't because they were on top of him. So he just keeps it. He'd been better off throwing the ball. At least he wouldn't have lost more yardage.
You're right.
Be able to do something with it, but he was able to do absolutely nothing. Credit a wonderful rush there.
Great prices sell cars, and Castricke Auto Mart truly understands that principle. Straightforward pricing with no gimmicks. Located on the corner of Harrison and Jefferson for over 40 years, shop at the lot or online. Castricke Auto Mart. They're good people.
Go time, show time, get on your feet. It's my time. Go time, show time, get on your feet.
Hey Mom, I got hurt playing volleyball and you forgot to pack my ibuprofen. You got hurt? That's okay, you just need some ibuprofen. Go to Eric's Pharmacy around the corner. They should have some.
So because of that little mess up, a double mess up there, the penalty, which brought him back 15 yards, and then the punter who was unable to get the ball away and actually ends up just fumbling it away. The Wolves will get the ball on the 10-yard line.
It looks smack dab on
11?
the 10. Yeah.
10 or 11-yard line, 1st and 10.
It's the 10 and a foot.
That's not far to go to pay dirt. And White takes the ball straight up the middle, 4-yard gain. Just methodically moving the ball just like we left off in the first half of play.
Looked like Drew Brady in on that tackle for Harrah.
What do you think we're going to see this second half here?
You know, I think that he's going to start with perhaps his first team offense and defense as he has, but I believe Coach Whitson will probably get the reserves in. Let's see what he had to say at halftime. That it is a great night to utilize the reserves and teach them how to be winners as well.
Cody Lyles in the backfield along with Lamar White. Whitson goes in the shotgun, moves forward there, hands the ball off to White, goes over the left tackle, gains a yard or two there.
I want to say, Mark, though, it's interesting in our halftime notes that the coach did touch on a goal for the halftime. Is they want to keep the Harrah Panthers out of the end zone.
Want a goose egg there.
They do. They want to shut them out. They don't want any slack in intensity or play, even if they do start playing some of those players that don't regularly get to play in the varsity games. He wants to see a goose egg, as you say, on that scoreboard for the Harrah Panthers. So that's a good goal, and I look forward to seeing some of these players. I think our future is bright.
Antoine Cudjoe out to the left, Zach Wallace to the right. Lamar White takes the pitch back from Whitson, and he is met immediately there in the backfield by Nick Beavers, who makes really a great play, and Lamar's not able to even get back to the original line of scrimmage.
He really covered him up. Lamar had no chance on that play to get it outside.
It looks like now our field goal team is going to come on, which is probably a good thing here. We need an opportunity to be able to show that we can score the three-pointer when need be. So Adam Betterton is going to come on there, and it's going to be set up on the left hash mark. This will be about a 22-yard field goal effort from Betterton. Snap is down, ball is up, and the kick is on its way, and it's good. Adam Betterton adds another 3 points to our score.
He really strikes the ball well, Mark. That's not an easy one to make from that angle at all. And Adam really gets some height underneath that, which will cut down any blocks. He's just a sophomore.
Just a sophomore, and Adam Betterton shows not only he can score with the extra point, which is always crucial to have somebody back there who consistently kicks the extra point and does a great job, but also can kick the field goal when need be. And so that's a 22-yarder, so we'll add some more points to that scoreboard there.
And this is another super sophomore kicker that we have. In fact, tonight was the first time, Mark, that I saw any of his kickoffs return here in Jim Thorpe Stadium.
Haven't seen a kicker like that in a long time. You don't normally see. Of course, he's got the wind at his back now, but he was doing that earlier with the wind in his face.
And I think with it at his back, he almost made a field goal.
Yeah, that was almost 75 yards. They kicked that ball earlier in the first quarter, or first half of play. Banjo again kicks the ball off, and this ball is no way you're going to return that ball when he kicks it that deep into the end zone. It'll be touched back, and again, the Panthers, as I've said all night, will start on their own 1st and 10. No chance to get any kind of run back, and that has really helped the Wolves to maintain and keep them in their end of the field. Not yet have they been on our end of the field.
And that's something that it looks like our coaching staff is serious about as we continue to have our first-team defense out there.
I think Coach would like to see that, not only a goal to keep them out of the end zone, but just to keep them on their side of the 50-yard line. 1st and 10, Panthers, 3 wide receivers to the left. He's going to throw the ball out there, finds his man right at the line of scrimmage and gets about 6 yards. I think I saw a flag go down. Yes, I did see on the far side of the field there. So we'll check that and see what's going to happen there on this potential penalty. Daniel, was a holding call against the Panthers, so that'll back them up all the way to their 10-yard line. It'll be 1st and 21. So they're not doing themselves any favor at all. They're not able to run the ball. Our defense is stopping that. And now they are just pushing themselves further and further back with their own penalties now. Quarterback wants to throw the ball. He does throw it out there, and I think that is a lateral. Not quite sure, but it really doesn't matter because it goes out of bounds. And that's number 21, Brett Musgrove, was the intended receiver. So the ball goes out of bounds, and now it sets up 2nd down and 21 for the Panthers.
Brandon is having a hard time getting the ball to his receivers tonight.
Well,
he seems to be throwing it a little bit high.
I'm sure he's a little nervous about Corey McAvoy back there and the speed. They've seen game film of how fast that guy can make up some ground. He needed a great interception.
He sure did.
In that game where we saw him run up to the ball and catch up with it and intercept it.
I don't know if I've ever seen someone catch up to the ball like that before.
That guy is faster than greased lightning, I'm telling you. He's awesome. 2nd down. Actually hands the ball off there. There's a great misdirection play there, and that's Ben Knotts again, who carries the ball and gains short yardage, maybe 2 yards.
Looks like Wesley Grant in on that tackle with David Holmes.
That's a difficult,
as well as others.
That's a difficult situation for the Panthers to be in now. It's 3rd down. It's 20 yards to go. They're not having any success running the ball at all tonight, and now they're almost in a must-pass situation, which really it just plays right into the hands of the Wolves. And if he tries to throw the ball here, we could have an interception. He's just going to throw it out to the right side there and just trying to get the ball out to his receiver, so hopefully he can get down the field. But our defense is so quick. They move on it with such speed, they're not able to do a thing.
I think this really goes to show as well the quality of opponents that our non-district schedule has been. Our first 3 opponents have been quality, and it's showing tonight in how we're manhandling our first district opponent.
You're quite right. This is a mismatch all the way around. Our guys are playing to such a high level, and they're really struggling tonight as well. Finally gets the ball off, and he's yet to get a decent punt tonight, as Joe Collier was back there to receive it, but every time Joe's standing there and wants to return it, it goes out of bounds.
Connecting patients to convenient, compassionate care in our community, that is First Med. A couple of things that you guys do that you specialize in.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about workman's comp.
Yes,
for a moment.
yeah, that's a huge part of what we do here that a lot of people don't know about. We have contracts with many employers, and we do drug testing, alcohol testing, pre-employment screenings. We also do workers' comp, so if someone gets injured on the job and needs stitches, staples, break a bone, then we can absolutely see them and they cannot go to the emergency room.
Another aspect, you guys do all sorts of physicals. You mentioned physicals, but it's not just sports physicals. There's all kinds of physicals.
Yeah, so we also do Department of Transportation physicals. We do the FAA physicals, and a few others as well.
Well, your equipment is amazing. Talk a little bit about the equipment that's here.
Yeah, so we have the ability to do a push-pull test. We can do a lift and carry test. We can do eye tests. We can do also the hand grip test. That one's pretty difficult. I learned that the hard way.
Oh, it looked like you were having a great time doing it. And then all kinds of like blood work and different things.
Sure.
No matter what the care is, as long as it's not life-threatening, you guys can handle it.
Yes, we can.
So what's the difference between an emergency room and an urgent care?
Sure. So we can handle almost anything that isn't directly life-threatening immediately.
And what if it's a broken bone or something? Can you guys handle that?
Sure we can. We also have x-ray machines as well. So we can look at it and observe it, then we can also take care of it and do a little bit of care.
Connecting our community with convenient, compassionate care?
Yes.
That's what you guys do.
It is what we do.
Field position been in our favor all night long. Again, we are starting, and the Panther into the field. Ball spotted at the 34-yard line, and the Shawnee Wolves are on the move again. Carter Whitson, handoff right up the middle. Mark McLean, jukes and jives, still on his feet, still carrying the ball, close to a first down. And we'll see if they're going to spot it and give him the first. He's near the 25-yard line. That was a great run.
Mark really likes to dance in there. He gets by the initial wave, makes a couple of cuts.
He makes it look fun. He really does. I love to see the way he moves. Second down now, short yardage situation. Could we see another pass to Zach Wallace for a touchdown?
I think we could. He's lined up down here on the near side.
You see Cudjoe up there on the right.
Sweeney, yeah.
Wallace is going to, Whitson's going to run the ball. Just going to keep it. Jumps over a defender. Gates a couple of yards. Enough for a first down. Don't think he ever had an intention to throw that ball at all. That was a quarterback keeper all the way, it looked like.
I think you're right.
And that's good enough for a first down. And at what point, Daniel, do we see the second team come in and start getting some playing time?
I think really at any time, any crossover of the ball, anytime change of possession occurs, I think is a prime time for the Wolves to start putting in some of the reserves and those that don't get to play quite as much. I'm surprised that the first team is still out there, quite frankly, but I'm not the coach, and I know Coach Whitson has his reasons for keeping these guys out there.
1st and 10 now for Shawnee, and there's a flag. We'll check that and see if there was some movement there. Now offsides against Harrah there, so they'll mark off 5 yards and get a little bit closer to the end zone as we move the ball now down to the 12-yard line. It'll be 1st and 6. Call it 1st and 5. Carter Whitson in the shotgun. Mark McLean to the left side. Cody Lyles there to his right. Wants to pass the ball, trying to find his man, and he just misfires there. And not quite sure exactly if they were on the same page there as Zach Wallace kind of moved a little bit to his right, and the ball was thrown a little bit to this left side there.
Looked like they were thrown into a heavy zone. He had 3 defenders right around him, so that probably made the decision of which way to turn a little more tricky to read.
Carter Whitson had plenty of time to throw the ball. There was no problem at all in being able to get the ball away. He just wasn't able to make connection with Wallace out there, and so we'll set up 2nd down and 5 now and see what we can do here. Cudjoe splits out way, way far out there to the right side. Wallace on the left. Whitson now under center. Little misdirection play there, and that works fine for Cody Lyles as he takes the ball around the left side there. Little counter play. And great gains, great yardage. Going to be close to a first down, and I believe he's going to get there. Yes, he is.
That's a good run by Cody Lyles. And I believe that we really want to see a touchdown here by this first team unit. The first time they had it in the second half, we got stopped short. We had to kick a field goal. I think we want to see 7 points here.
And we haven't punted yet, right? Am I right about that? Have not punted the ball.
I don't think that we have.
All right, it's 1st and goal to go for the Shawnee Wolves. Ball on the 5-yard line. Carter Whitson goes under center now. Mark McLean in the backfield. Whitson's going to throw the ball, has his man there, and he pops him. And the ball bounces right off of Wallace's numbers, and he's just not able to hang on to the ball. Actually, it was pretty good coverage there as the receiver was right on him, and I don't know maybe if he pushed the ball out, but ball was there.
Yeah, that's their bread and butter play there. I believe that 9 out of 10 times Zach Wallace is going to catch that ball. It was well thrown. And Zach did have good body position. We'll see that play again this year for a touchdown.
Yeah, we've seen that slant play all along, that slant pass all along thus far this season. That's basically one of the favorite passing plays, and we'll see it again. Now we got a whistle.
You don't see a flag.
Is there a flag? Is there a timeout? Is there a timeout? I didn't see anybody call
Harrah.
Harrah time. Okay, well, I see that. Okay, Harrah calls a timeout. With a score 40-0. 3 minutes and 51 seconds left to go in the third quarter.
Let's take this opportunity again to recognize what happened this evening. It was a wonderful display, a homecoming display. I'm sorry that we weren't able to bring it to tape for you, but we'd like to tell you that the homecoming this evening, everybody involved just did a wonderful job. And we had attendance in the freshman class, Shelly Johnson, Sarah Stewart, and Megan Williamson. We also had the sophomores of Isha Gupta, excuse me if I mispronounce that, I'm sorry, Eden Porcho and Mandy Sims. We had juniors, Nicole Paris, Tara Kuykerdal, and Paige Hoster. And we also had, as seniors, Carolyn Lipman, Lauren Payne, and Lacey Peterson. It was a beautiful display, and Lacey was the queen. Lacey is the queen. She is now the reigning queen.
The reigning queen.
Congratulations to everybody that was in the court tonight. Everybody looked beautiful. The guys were handsome. It went very, very well. Maybe next year we can bring those homecoming festivities.
That'd be nice. We'll try to work that out on the schedule next year. Second down, goal to go for the Shawnee Wolves. Carter Whitson in the shotgun formation now. That was an interesting play, and he hands the ball off as he dives forward. And I believe that was Lamar White. Yes, it was. Right. Who only gains a yard on that play. Yardage is always tough when you're down there in the red zone.
You're right. Running behind Zach Howard. Right off of him. I'm sure that Brian Little's in there.
Justin Thompson, Simpson, Harrah.
Those guys have done a wonderful job tonight.
They've blown that line out. They've made huge holes there for our running backs to run through.
This will be an interesting call.
Third down, we're spreading them out a little bit, which is probably what we need to do. Same offense we scored upon earlier, as you see the two wide receivers to the left and two to the right. Carter Whitson's just going to keep the ball. He scores just like that. And you spread that off. You spread that line out, and that leaves so many holes open. And that's how he scored.
It really does. And Carter Whitson sees the field so well. Of course, son of the head coach. He's born and bred for this type of read. He runs it through the hole.
When you got football in your blood, it's hard not to be a good football player like his big brother. And he's following in some big shoes, and he is filling those shoes quite well, is Carter Whitson. Adam Betterton on now to kick the extra point. And the ball is up, and it is good again. Thank you, Adam Betterton, for another point. 47-0 is our score. This is awesome. And I'm telling you what, this is a blowout. I'm going to go ahead and say it right now. This is really turning into some kind of a blowout, 47-0. And we can score, it seems, at will, and we can hold them defensively, it seems, at will. So everything we've done tonight has been just spectacular. And I don't know how Coach Whitson could be more proud of this group of football players, offensively, defensively, special teams.
Every aspect. I think you're right,
every aspect
Mark.
of the game.
They're doing very well tonight. It's good to see. It's good to see. Like to see a good contingent make it down to the Durant game this Thursday. I don't know that it was scheduled that way at the beginning of the year. I don't think it was. I think it was a change. So don't be confused, Shawnee. The game with Durant is going to be at Durant on Thursday night. We want to get a legion of fans down there to get our Shakers going.
That's a big stadium at Paul Laird Field. That's where Southeastern plays, and they've got a big stadium, great grandstands on either side, and we need some people over there on that other side to fill that thing up. Felix Banjo to kick off, and again, the ball bounces about 8 yards deep in the end zone, and ditto He does it again. 1st and 10 for the Panthers on their 20-yard line. Let me say a little bit about some of the other sports here at Shawnee High School. Talk a little bit about the Shawnee softball team. They've got a record of 26-6, so they're really doing well as well for our sports. One of our sports teams, conference record of 11-2, and they're ranked 5th in Class 5A. Is the Shawnee softball team.
And and I think it was just last week that they beat the number 1 ranked team in the state and on a neutral field.
Next home game will be Monday night, September the 29th. So if you're watching this on Saturday, you'll want to get out there and watch that at 5 o'clock as they take on none other than Harrah. So that ball is tipped as it leaves his hand and almost picked off, possibly could have been picked off.
And that was as close to a reception as they've had tonight.
Brent Musgrove, number 21, the intended receiver, off the hand of Rudick there. Wasn't quite sure who exactly tipped that ball, but bring up a 2nd down and long now, 10.
I see Eugene Young in there. We're starting to get some of the people who don't play quite as much in. We like to see that. We'll try to call off the numbers as we see them. It looks like Garrett Akins back here in the secondary.
Jason Bourbonnais out there.
We've got...
Did you call Brandon Davis?
No, I haven't.
I'm sorry, is that...
Antoine.
I'm sorry, Antoine Brannon. That's who it was. I'm
Brannon.
sorry.
I told his mother, Verdana, we'd give her a shout out when Antoine got in the game. So.
Kyle Parsons, who normally holds the ball is out there, you see. Pass play to the same receiver, catches the ball this time.
And we want to give a shout out also, Kyle's parents, David Parsons.
We have.
No, I'm wrong with that. That's not. I'm sorry, David. You're not Kyle's daddy.
No.
That happens on live to tape broadcast.
Can't do a thing about that. Eugene Young, number 90, is also out there. We've got a bunch of players that are filling in there. Dante Allen is out there on the line as well. Quarterback wants to throw the ball, overthrows his receiver out there, covered. Justin Clymer, I believe. Is that just 48? Yes, number 48, Justin Clymer out there on the pass covers. We have wholesale changes now in our defense.
33, Nate Hammonds. That's David's boy.
Have we got everybody yet? Let's see. 93. You've called 93.
Yes.
Wesley Grant. Of course, Will Thompson is out there, and he normally is out there.
Is that Dante Allen?
Dante Allen's out there as well, yes. Garrett Aiken, number 32, out here on the flat, left flat. And big-time pressure there. That's number 48, Justin Clymer, untouched to the quarterback. Boom.
Well,
that felt good.
Yes, it did. Coach Whitson put a goal before this team and said, we don't want them scoring any points. And this second-team defense is stepping up to the task. They went backwards, not forward.
Justin Clymer gets a star on his helmet for that great sack. Number 24, that's Antoine Brannon. Anton Brannon back to take the punt. He needs to scoot up because he hadn't kicked the ball that far at all tonight. And this time, he's not going to kick it that far again. Brandon's just going to let it fall there and roll dead at the 45-yard line. Yeah, he's been kicking that ball probably, 17 yards average, I think. 15 yards was his last one.
And it looks like Joe Collier's coming out to lead the team,
going to play some
taking the quarterbacking duties.
Was it the
Anton Brandon staying out there?
Was it the scrimmage where we saw Joe play very well?
Very well.
Against Ada.
This will be good to see tonight.
Give us a little bit of time, folks, as we call out some numbers here on offense.
66 is Jake Montgomery. 52, it looks like, is Jake Hotman. Mark McLean is still in there at running back.
Garrett Aiken, number 32, is back there.
Yes, sir.
This is great. These guys work so hard all year long. They work just as hard as the first team defense. and they stand on the sideline most of the time watching their teammates get out there, and to be able to see them to come out and to be able to play here early. Well, it's actually late now in the third quarter, but that's a wonderful thing.
Yep.
Joel Collier, the quarterback now.
Let's get a touchdown.
Mark McLean in the backfield. Collier's just going to keep the, he does hand off to McLean. McLean, a shifty runner there. Does a great job.
Brought down by Chris Bacon. I believe we have Bobby Hibben in there as well, number 34.
I think Bobby's one of our running backs.
Let's see, who haven't we called?
Lucas Fletcher, number 30, just now checks in for Mark McLean, assuming he checks in for Mark McLean. They're keeping us on our toes tonight, and fortunately the numbers for the Wolves are a little bit easier to read than those of the Panthers.
Yeah.
Antoine Brannon at the bottom of your screen there as a wide receiver now. Collier hands the ball off to Bobby Hibben. Excuse me, I'm sorry, check that. Lucas Fletcher is number 30. Number 30, Lucas Fletcher on the carry. And Lucas does a great job of moving the ball up to the midfield. And he gets a first down.
It's good to see him moving the chains. I'd like to see this offense take it down and punch it in there, Mark.
Oh, that would be just really nice to be able to see them could take control just like the first team offense did. Lucas Fletcher in the backfield. Collier in shotgun formation now. Collier's just going to keep the ball, roll to his left. Got Fletcher as a blocker out there. Guy breaks a tackle. He's at the 35-yard line to the 30. And Joe Collier does a wonderful job.
Close to 20 yards, it
for
looks
a 22-yard gain for Joe Collier. And credit Lucas Fletcher out there leading the way through a great block, which sprung him free for another 10 or 15 yards there.
Jeremy Napoleon out there as well, number 76. It's good to see them moving the ball.
And we have 3 quarters under our belt as we enter now into the fourth quarter of play with our score 47, Shawnee, and Harrah, nothing.
Keep racking this up. Shawnee 47, awesome. The Harrah Panthers, nothing. And that's where we want to keep it. We want to keep them in nothing and keep on showing this scoreboard. Thank you, Dr. Robert Gunderson.
Well, I'll tell you, Daniel, as long as our second-team offense is doing as well as the first-team offense, one thing is certain, and that is Harrah is not going to be able to get the ball very much at all. And we have seen so far them take control and just hang on to the ball, just keep marching it down the field, and that doesn't allow Harrah to have the ball, and you can't do anything with it if you don't have it.
You're exactly right.
As we start the fourth quarter of play, Shawnee has possession. First and 10 from the Harrah.
The ball is spotted at the 27-yard line, first and 10. Joel Collier now the quarterback under center, and we got some movement there, and that's probably going to happen when you have your second team in there, and they're not used to being out there on the field, and a little movement there. So we'll try to straighten that out. Little illegal motion. Brannon checks back in for the Wolves. Still first down. Move the ball back 5 yards. It'll be first and 10. Spot
15.
the ball now. First and 15. Spot the ball on the 33-yard line. And Collier's going to keep the ball. Wanted to pitch it out. And just keeps it and gets back close to the line of scrimmage. That was Lucas Fletcher.
A conservative play, a smart play. You don't want to make a mistake down here. Wants to keep the drive moving in the way that they've been moving the ball. That they should be able to do that. And we see Felix Banjo for the first time come in when he's not kicking the ball that I can remember.
Felix stands 6'3", 185 pounds, so
he's a tailback.
Listed as a tailback. And that's fun. I mean, for the guys to get out there and do something different than they normally do. Banjo, the single setback now. One wide receiver to the left, one to the right. Pitches the ball back to Banjo. Banjo's got some running room out there. Cuts to the 25-yard line and crosses into the 30. Goes out of bounds. A flag goes down. We'll check that and see what the penalty is, if that's going to be a holding or what. And that's exactly what it is against the Wolves. So penalties, hurting ourselves a little bit here on this drive.
Looks like Joe is coming out from quarterback. I don't know exactly why, but looks like Adam Betterton is going to step in there and do some play calling.
This is good. I saw Adam warming up earlier along with Whitson, and they were both side by side, and Adam was chucking the ball just as well as Whitson was, and Adam's a good kid. He does a great job, and we've already seen his skills as far as his field goal kicking and extra point kicking is concerned. Now we're going to get a chance to see him at quarterback, and Adam's a good kid. But they've given him a second down and 18. That's not the kind of time you want to come in, but he does, and he can handle it. Adam's going to throw the ball, and I tell you what, that was close to being caught. It was almost there and just a little bit off the mark. And I'm seeing that was number 45. Is that Zane Myers? Yes, Zane Myers, number 45, the intended receiver. Not able to connect there.
See 66, Jake Montgomery, and 34, Bobby Hibben. We want to call those names as much as possible. Jake Cotman, number 52. Again, we might not get a lot of opportunity to call these names. We want to let the people know.
Can. Adam Betterton now under center. Hands the ball off to the second man through. That's Banjo, and the defense snuffs that out right away. And so they're going to be forced into a possible punting situation. However, we still have the ball deep, or at least into the Panther territory. They're going to spot this ball on the 36-yard line. It'll be fourth down, and now Coach is going to decide what we're going to do. It looks like we're probably going to go for it here.
I think he's going to call a timeout. Well, no, they just reset the clock, so that was good. It was under 10 a moment ago, but they've reset the play clock.
Adam's got
plenty of time.
Adam's got a great arm. Again, like I said, I watched him earlier in warm-ups, and he's chunking the ball down the field right on target. So we're going to see what he can do here. He's got two wide receivers out there, does Betterton, and that ball just sails right over his head. And he's pressured, and he's going to get the ball away, and he does the smart thing, does Adam, is just throwing that ball away. And there's a flag that goes down, and we'll check that to see what that is. Holding is the call, and more than likely they'll decline that penalty, will the Panthers, and they'll get the ball back at their own 36-yard line. That ball just kind of sailed right over Adam's head, and he did a wonderful job to recover, to be able to pick the ball up, and did the smart thing.
At Hardesty Deli, the food is great and the people are even better. A genuinely local atmosphere. The Oliver family has more than 70 years as butchers with Hardesty. If you're in Shawnee, you gotta stop at Hardesty Deli.
Hi, I'm Mackenzie Battershell, and I have relocated and continue serving family medicine clients at the Triad Complete Healthcare in Shawnee. I love what I do, and it's an honor to serve my patients. Please call Triad Complete Healthcare in Shawnee if I may be of service for you.
The bees and their keeper can communicate. The beekeeper can hear when they're in distress and helps in turn. This partnership of mutual encouragement is a reflection of the harmony and balance we strive for at St. Gregory's Abbey.
Second team defense, along with some of the first team defense, still in there, and the quarterback hands the ball off, and he just starts breaking tackles left and right. That's a new guy out there, Cody McMillan, number 45.
Coach won't be happy about that. He doesn't like to see him running through tackles.
Try to call some of these numbers on defense as we have opportunity. That's Ryan Coots, number 42, out there on the right side. Number 24 is Brandon out there.
Looks like 93, Wesley Grant.
Justin Clymer, who made the great play earlier on the sack of the quarterback.
Kyle Parsons is out there.
Quarterback just hands the ball off, and the defense stuffs it out. No gain on the play. Third down.
33, Big Nate Hammonds is out there as well. Sophomore with a great future in front of him. He does really well on the JV games.
A lot of these guys are JV players, and they do get to play, but just not in varsity action. It's a lot different when you're playing on Friday night.
It sure is.
So much more fun. And these guys are getting an opportunity that they normally wouldn't have if the score wasn't 47-0. And we're so appreciative of the first team doing their work tonight and getting us into this situation. Third down, 5 yards to go. Little misdirection play. Hands the ball off. That's number 3, Tracy Brown, the ball carrier.
Big Eugene Young in on that tackle. I like to see that. I sure have a heart for Eugene. He's a great young man. Like to see him out there playing hard.
Now it's 4th down.
Be interesting to see if Harrah goes for this. Deep in their, close to midfield. They want to get some points. Come on, defense.
4th down, they're going to go for it here. 3 yards to go for a first, and I saw some movement there. It's a late flag. I saw it way before the referee did. It was number 50, I believe, Chris Bacon on the line there for the Panthers that moved, and kind of a delayed reaction. Well, actually, they're going to call us.
Yeah.
That's interesting. That's not the way I saw it.
Well, I'm learning that it doesn't really matter how we see it up here, Mark,
That's
as to how it
exactly
happens
right.
on the field.
Regardless, they got a first down, and
we don't like to see them getting first downs that way.
No, we sure don't. We'd like to see them stuff them. 1st and 10 now. Ball spotted at the 48-yard line of the Panthers. Again, some misdirection play, and that's Knotts who gets the ball. And I'll tell you what, that was a great play right there. And we'll check.
That was Big Nate Hammonds in there on that last hit.
33,
the runner got stood up, but he came back for some more, and Nate wanted to let him know that he didn't want any of him. That was a great hit by Nate Hammonds.
Number 18, Nick Renderer checks in now. Kyle Parsons will check out. A lot of players getting playing time tonight. Everybody's going to get their uniform dirty tonight, and I hope so. Second down and 10 now for the Panthers. Quarterback wants to throw the ball, has a man way out there, and he's defended well.
By Garrett Aiken, it looks like. Running stride for stride with him out there.
Ball just overthrown somewhat, and so it'll bring up a 3rd down and 10 situation. That's Nick Beavers, number 7, is the new quarterback out there for the Panthers. So they're getting some substitutions in there as well as we play some of our second team. That allows them to get some of their second team in there as well. So Nick Beavers, number 7, the quarterback, hands the ball off to Knotts, and he's met immediately again.
Big Eugene Young right there on top of him. Way to go, Eugene.
Number 11, Bryce Holland, also in there on the stop.
I like the way that these guys are playing.
This is
They're
good.
Stepping up.
Brandon is going to be deep to receive this potential punt. And I say punt, but it looks like they're actually going to go for it. The ball spotted at the 49-yard line.
Now, is this the first time they've come into our territory?
You're right. This is the first time.
I think they just broke the barrier.
They did it. They actually did it. Now they're going to go for it here on 4th down, and we need not to jump off sides again here. Quarterback, misdirection play. Knotts has the ball, and they stop him.
Yeah,
they
Nate Hammond stepped in there along with
and there's
a host
another
of
flag.
other Wolves.
Another flag. Check this. Seen a lot of penalties. All of a sudden, we're just seeing every other play now a penalty.
And that looks like it's going to be a face mask, Mark.
Yeah, it could very well be. It was in that area where you normally would see something like that, and if so, that will give them another first down on penalties. And you called it exactly right, Daniel, as that's what it was. And it won't matter if it's the 5-yard or the 15-yard variety, because that's still going to be enough for the first down. And
they're calling it a personal foul.
Unfortunately, it's the big one, which is where you grab it, you just kind of hang on to it. And the official comes over to the sideline and notifies the coaches what happened. And
now both their first downs have come on Shawnee penalties.
Yeah, then that's unfortunate. Now they've got the ball down now and at the 31-yard line, and so they're getting some deep penetration now, but because of our penalties, allowing them to do so. It's 1st and 10 now. Beavers the quarterback. Tracy Brown goes in motion and pitches the ball out to Brown. Gets around the right side there for a gain of about 5 yards.
Is that number 11?
Yep.
Pull that down, Bryce Holland?
I believe so. Shane France, 36 now, that comes in on defense for the Shawnee Wolves.
Let's try to call out some names. I see
Bobby
Nick
Springer just checking out now. Was in there on that play.
I see Nick Renderer. He's still in there.
Beavers the quarterback now under center. Counter play. Goes to Knotts up the middle. Breaking some tackles. Getting a first down. They're moving the ball here. And this is not making the coach happy. And he's going to send in some more reserves there.
41, Aaron Rowley.
Guys need to step it up here and really show that we definitely want to keep them out of there.
Yes, I think Coach Whitson is serious about that. He wants to see him stopped here. About 4 minutes left in the game, 4.5 minutes left in the game. We're getting into the territory that we need a turnover, Mark.
Yeah, we do. Ball's hit spotted now at the 15-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Panthers. Knotts has the ball. He's got some room out there if he can make the turn. And I tell you, there's another penalty flag. That's probably going to be a holding call as number 42, Ryan Coots, makes a touchdown-saving tackle. We have just seen a multitude of penalties as of late, and this is going to be a holding call, and that's great news because now it's going to back them up a little bit and give us a little breathing room back there. Hopefully we can step up, and this defense, be it second team, first team, or third team, has got to do the job and keep them out of the end zone. We'd love to see a shutout tonight. Coach wants it bad.
Looks like Caleb Day's checking in. Also, Michael Chavez. It's good to see those guys out there. It's easy to see them when they're on the wings, Mark.
Sure is. Quarterback hands the ball off to Knotts, the ball carrier, all night long, and he gets back to close to the original line of scrimmage, and this will bring up a 3rd down.
James Ellison on the tackle, as well as Wesley Grant, it looks like. Is it going to be 2nd or 3rd down?
I think I said 3rd down. I believe it is 2nd down.
Yeah, that's how they have it marked. 2nd down, it looks like.
Okay, 2nd down now in 10 for the Panthers. Need to step up here. Big defense. Little counter play there. Misdirection again. It goes to Knotts.
51, Bobby Springer in on that tackle. Who's getting up at the bottom of that pile?
Excuse me, I checked that. That was 45, Cody Millen, the ball carrier, not Knotts. 44 and 45 look close to that. That was McMillan.
Nate Hammonds again at the bottom of that pile.
See a bunch of new guys out there. Did you call Robert Arthurton?
I have not. And
He's out there.
Denzel Ewing looks like is out there as well. They're just coming in and out.
They're making us do our job tonight. Yeah. They're keeping us on our toes. Wants to pass the ball, and he's got a man out there and just overthrows him a little bit, does Nick Beavers. But he did have a receiver open just for a moment.
Michael Chavez out there on the defending that play.
2 minutes, 40 seconds left to go in the ball game.
4th down.
Bunky Fincher was out there on that play. Bunky just now checks out. Good to see Bunky out there.
Yes, it is.
Bunky's a good kid. All right, this is it, Daniel. Can we hold them off? Can we stop them? It's 2 minutes, 40 seconds left, and this is the last chance they're going to have tonight. Let's see what he does. Goes a little misdirection play, gets it to number 3, and I think he's going to score, and he does, and that's unfortunate. That was Tracy Brown, and that was if we ever saw a misdirection play, counterplay, that was it right there. And they scored on that. And we don't like to see that.
No.
That's too bad.
Ran to the wide side of the field. He had a lot of green to work with there, Mark.
Yeah,
the wide receivers out there making a good block.
That wing T offense that they've run it down is such a tricky thing to defend, and they were able to finally get in. And that's unfortunate, but it's still a romp any way you look at it. Even though we were able to keep them out. Paul Kinman on now to kick the extra point, and the ball is down. Kick is up, and it looks like it's going to be good. So it's going to be 7 points now.
Yes, it is. Well, Mark, I think you're right. You asked me when it would become a blowout, but you were able to call it, I think, right. But they've come down the field now.
Casterkey Tire and Alignment. Local, family-owned business with over 40 years of experience. Tires, alignments, front-end parts, and brakes installed. Check them out on Facebook. Casterkey Tire and Alignment.
Pops from Play It Again Sports, where we buy your gently used sporting goods for cash. Today is a very, very special day. We're awarding the March Student Athlete of the Month. This young man is Avion Stokes, who hails from Tecumseh, Oklahoma. Avion, congratulations.
Thank you.
You'll go on the Wall of Fame right up there, and everybody who comes in the store will take a peek at you. Congratulations, young man.
I'll tell you what, Coach Whitson is going to be disappointed in one thing in this game, and I can tell you it's going to be the way in which Harrah was able to move that ball and convert on 3 of their 4th down completions there. They were able to do that on that particular drive there, most of those being on penalties.
Yes.
And they're not. He's not going to like that because
exactly right.
we hurt ourselves on that play. Overall, defensively, the 2nd, 3rd, 4th team, whatever, those guys did a good job. But when you make those critical mental errors, that's what's going to hurt you in a ball game. And
he can use those as training tools.
Absolutely. I mean, 47-0, 47-7. I mean, that's still any team that we play looks at that is going to say, "Whoa, those guys can score some points."
Well, and it'll allow us not to get big-headed in practice next week and have somebody sneak up on us in the upcoming weeks.
Always got to be teaching. Always got to be aware. Even late in the game when there's 2 minutes left and it's a blowout, you've still got to be on your toes. And the ball is kicked off, and it looks like a little confusion there. That's a live ball, and the ball is finally picked up, a banjo, and that was a little confusion there as to who was going to take the ball, and they kind of collided.
It looks good now. Shawnee Wolves 47, visitors nothing.
Talked a little bit about the Shawnee.
Visitors 7. It doesn't look that good. I thought it looked better. Visitors 7.
7. We talked a little bit about the Shawnee softball team earlier. I must mention the Shawnee high school volleyball team that has a season record of 10 wins and only 2 losses, and they recently won the Division II Jinx Invitational Tournament. Had 3 players elected to the all-tournament team, and the Lady Wolves will be hosting the conference tournament here in Shawnee, St. Greg's, this Wednesday at 10 a.m. So if you can get over there and check out some of that action, that'd be great. And we're just going to try to run the clock out now. There's 2.5 minutes left to go in this ball game.
Looks like Lucas Fletcher on the run.
We're going to try to get as many players in here as possible right before the end of this game. I mean, everybody who hasn't played yet,
Tommy
including
Smith,
the Water Boys coming in.
Number 17's come in.
11, that's Bryce Holland, comes in. 89 checks out. That's Angel Avita.
What was that?
Angel Avita.
All right.
Number 89. And that pass play there goes for naught.
It looks like the quarterback is Bryce Holland.
Yeah, I'm sorry I didn't mention Bryce's name there.
He's switching with Adam Betterton as well. Adam is who we thought was in there. Looks like
Caleb Day is going to come in.
Yep. He replaces Nathan McAvoy. It's probably Troy's little brother, huh?
Corey?
No, that was Nathan.
No, but is that Coy's
little brother?
Yeah. Sure.
I'm wondering.
Assuming it is. Assuming it is. Adam Betterton now, the quarterback again, hands the ball off to the first man through, stacked up at the line of scrimmage there. 3rd down. We need to get a first down here to, and then we're not going to get it. It's going to be fourth down. We're going to have to punt. Need to let that clock run. This is our first punt of the night with 1 minute 30 seconds left to go in this ball game. Finally have to punt the ball.
Looks like they're going to let the clock run down to just under a minute and then call a timeout is what it looks like. It'll run all the way down to about 54 seconds, 55 seconds, and Shawnee's going to call a timeout. As we look there, let's try to catch some more of these numbers in there. Number 61, let's call his name. I don't have that.
We don't have a 61.
How about a 79? Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson's out there. Matt Fielding's out there.
I see Lucas Fletcher, number 30, is out there as well.
These guys, they work so hard throughout the year, like you said, Mark.
Number 76, Jeremy Napoleon, was out there. A 285, 5'10 junior. He's a big guy.
He is a big guy.
Well, you hear the announcer in the background announcing the Durant game, and we really would want to mention that again. That's on a Thursday night. If any way you can get down there to see that game, that'll be a 7:30 kickoff down at Paul Laird Field in Durant.
7:30 kickoff against TSST, and we hope to see you all here.
That would be Tulsa McLean. That's the Tulsa school I stumbled over in the first half. They'll be our next home game and our next broadcast. They come to town on Friday, October 10th, and we'll be broadcasting on Saturday at 10 a.m. after every home football game this year, and also also Tuesday, again, will be a second broadcast on this channel 30, cable channel 30.
Got a new punter out there now. That's number 80. Bunky Fincher is going to punt the ball.
Number 80, Bunky Fincher.
This will be good.
Let's see what you can do, Bunky. We're going to rush all 11 men. They have nobody back here deep to receive the ball, and it's not a very good snap. But Bunky gets the ball off, gets a pretty decent kick there, Bunky. And the ball goes down to the 34. Now check that, 38-yard line. And so with a kind of a poor snap, Bunky's able to pick that ball up. And
he got it away. I believe that was better than any of the Harrah punts all night long. Way to go, Bunky.
Yeah, it was better. And, that's tough when you got to pick the ball up. So they are going to get the ball back one more time with 45 seconds left to go in this contest. And Nick Beavers, the quarterback, probably going to chunk the ball, try to get. And he does make a completion. The receiver's still out there, still on his feet, making his way down. And I think he goes out of bounds. Yes, he does. At the 15-yard line. And this is not going to make the coach happy if they come down and score again. That's, even though we're trying to let everybody play, it's and that's tough too, because they're not a unit. I mean, they're out there and they're not used to playing together as a team. These guys that are out there right now, and that makes a big difference, knowing where the other guy's going to be and that kind of thing. But needless to say, it's great that these guys can get out there and play some football. Nate Hammonds, number 33, checks in. You see him just come in now, late there. It's 1st and 10 now. Ball on the 12-yard line for Harrah. 41 seconds left to go in the contest. Wants to throw the ball. Has a man in the end zone, and the ball is picked off and then dropped.
Oh, he got knocked out by his own player.
I believe that was number 42. I believe that was Ryan Coots, I believe, who had a chance to make that interception. He was actually double covered out there. That runs off about 5 seconds. 35 seconds left to go now. 2nd down. We'll see if our defense here can stiffen up, keep them out. Quarterback Beavers under center now. Another misdirection. That's where they scored earlier on that play, and that's the same man who had the ball earlier. That's number 3, Tracy Brown, and that's almost the same play we saw where they scored the touchdown earlier. And that time they're able to stop it.
Eugene Young did well to turn that play back inside to get some help on that tackle.
Number 63, Bryant Greer checks in the ball game. James Ellison, 71, comes out. And now they call a timeout, does the Panthers.
And I believe that was Kyle Parsons who got in there on that tackle, and Kelly will be happy about that. Coach Parsons.
Kyle's our holder on all the field goals and extra points. Well, this makes football fun when you can just take over a game completely and in every phase of the game have your way in such a way that you come out a victor. And there's no way that anybody can look at this game and wonder if the Shawnee Wolves are back and ready to play some football in district play. 47-7, our score. 26 seconds left to go. Panthers are threatening now. Ball on the 7-yard line, and it's 3rd down and 5. Little movement there, and we get a flag.
That's a hard count. I wouldn't be surprised if they called that on the offense. Wouldn't be surprised at all. Quarterback kind of used his shoulders and his count to try to pull him off, and he was successful at it.
Yeah, it worked. It worked. That's one of the oldest tricks in football, and it worked. They'll mark off half the distance to the goal here, probably more than likely, as they spot the ball inside the 5-yard line or down close to the 3-yard line. It's going to be. They can actually get a first down without scoring a touchdown here. 3rd down now. 3rd down and a long one. Nick Beaver's the quarterback. Hands the ball off. And he's going to be close to the goal line, but does not get in, does Cody McMillan, number 45.
Look like 93, Wesley Grant in on that tackle.
And the clock is stopped for the – now, why is the clock stopped? I guess
Harrah
somebody
timeout.
called the timeout. Okay, I thought it was for the movement of the chains, but they didn't have to move the chains because now chains are no longer in effect. It's 1st and goal. Ball spotted at the 1-yard line. 19 seconds left to go in this contest.
I really want to thank our sponsors, all of them. I just want to thank them because without the sponsors, Mark, we wouldn't be able to do this on these home games Friday nights. Dr. Robert Gunderson, of course, a flagship sponsor for us. Sonic Corporation, the Shawnee Sonics, 2 on Kickapoo, 1 on Harrison. Dennis Morris, State Farm agent here in town. Shawnee Cleaners, Walls Bargain Center, the Shawnee Mall, Lloyd Trinary and Associates. All these people have actively participated in making this broadcast possible, and we want to thank every one of them because without them we couldn't have this fun, and without them we wouldn't have football on Shawnee Wolves football on Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. and Tuesday evenings at 7.
Okay, this 1st and goal now for the Panthers. The quarterback sneak, and he's stuffed immediately, and they do not want him to get in. And the Panthers are signaling touchdown, and finally they show a touchdown. But I tell you what, that was a very, very late call.
It was late.
By the head linesman there as his forward progress, I guess, finally brings them into the end zone. So they're able to score on our second, third team defense again, which won't make the coach too happy. I really thought they stopped forward progress there, but he just kept moving, and I think they never did blow a whistle, and they allowed him to get in there. Extra point kick now is up and good. So that gives them 14 points. 47-14.
Shawnee Wolves 47, the visiting Harrah Panthers 14. So, Mark, tell us a little bit. Why is it going to be a kind of a catch-22 22 for you going down to Durant. You're not going to be broadcasting this game at Durant, but I understand you used to do some of that broadcasting
I
down
served
there.
for 10 years there at First Baptist Church in Durant as minister of music and media, and we did the playbacks for high school football there in Durant, and so for 10 years I was a Durant Lion fan, and so it'll be interesting to go back and to see some of my friends down there, and to hopefully I can get on there and rub it in, and I hope to go up to the press box and kind of hang out up there, and maybe I could spot for them a little bit and show them who all the good players are, and expect to win that game. I expect us to beat. We better. I just tell you, we got to beat the Lions. Let me tell you, we did a pretty good job of taking it to them last year when the Lions came to town. That was a fun game to see here.
So it'll be a good time for you and a good time for any of the Shawnee fans that go down there on Thursday. Do you have any recommendations on places to eat or anything else they can just make it? Shawnee fans can make it a family night down there.
There's some good barbecue places down there. I can tell you that. Not as good as what we have here, though.
I understand that. We'll have to get some sponsorship dollars from those Durant people before we start mentioning who they are.
This is probably gonna do it here as the ball is muffed, and the clock is still going. Finally it runs out, and I think we're going to maintain possession of the ball. No, we're not. I take that back. Oh, that's not a good thing, as the ball is muffed, and they're able to fall on it are the Panthers, and so that's a stat we don't like to see go against us, as they're able to get the ball back, and now you got 4 seconds left, 4.9, so they've got a chance to score again.
And it looks like I haven't heard this name. Taylor Adcock is out there as well. Let's just take the opportunity to call out different names. Bobby Springer's out there. Eugene Young, of course, is out there. Wesley Grant is out there. His last play of the game.
More than likely, this is the final play. Just under 5 seconds left to go. He's just going to chunk the ball for all it's worth, see what happens, and almost picked off, and that's going to do it.
That is going to do it for tonight's ball game. And I go with my co-host, Mark, to say it was a well-played Shawnee game, and he wants me to say it. It was a blowout.
It was a blowout.
At 47-14, with Harrah coming back in the last minutes to pick up those 14 points. But a very well-played all-around game. We want to say thanks to our sponsors, again, for making this broadcast possible. We want to invite you guys to come down to the Durant game that's going to be played this week on Thursday evening down in Durant. And look forward to our next broadcast, which will be the next home game on October 10th. We'll be broadcasting on October 11th. And on the following Tuesday, we want to invite you out to that game. It's going to be against Tulsa McLean. Come on down, Shawnee, and have a good time in the stands with the crowd of folks that come down here. We really pack them in. Come on down and support your Shawnee Wolves.
Appreciate our crowd here tonight. Of course, it was homecoming, and so we have a bigger crowd than we would normally have for a home game, but they got their money's worth tonight as they came out to support these Shawnee Wolves and saw a great game, some great action tonight, both offensively and defensively. As Daniel mentioned, we'll be back here in 2 weeks against Tulsa McLean, and then we'll be on the road for a couple of games against Tulsa East Central there and at McAllister there, and then back here on Halloween night. That'll be a fun night as we take on John Marshall for our final home game in the regular conference season of the year, and then Bishop Kelly would be the final conference game. And but we expect to be back here